Welcome back, everyone. As we are into the last module, that is stage courage, building the facts when you are appearing yourself on stage, and what are the factors you need to take care of when you are actually developing a courage on stage. So we were at the in our last module, we have seen that it's our internal fear which is stopping us, and what to do to stop that fear, to stop that nervousness which is happening in us when we present ourselves on stage. Now we were talking about the audiences, and we have discussed that how you will get a quality of audiences around you, and it is going to be a group of collections. Now why you get the feeling that these audiences are scaring me, they are very scared and they are very scary. So we get the feeling that yes, these are the group of audience who are here to judge, me. So to stop that feeling, first we should see why you get that feeling and how do you deal with it. So you are going to teach them a thing or two. Keep this in mind, that no matter how your audiences is, how knowledgeable or your audiences are, at the end of your speech or at the end of your event, you are going to teach them something new, something powerful, something impactful, which they will remember throughout the life. So your focus is not to see that they're very scary and they're going to judge you. Just shift your focus in such a manner that the audiences which are there right in front of you are going to deliver certain things to them, certain new things to them which they haven't heard before. You will share some facts with them even though they know, but they will like it the way you have presented. So shift your focus from being get judged by the audience to in this manner, that you are going to teach them. You are here to build that rapport with them, but you should not be over bossy here. Some people, they are so overly confident when they present themselves on stage. They get the feeling that we are here to teach them, so we will, what we will say, they will definitely hear it, and we don't give the chance to speak to to get the questions from the audience. We don't allow them to talk to us, we don't allow them to open with us. So it's very important that you are going to teach them. Yes, you are going to teach them, but on the same side, you will be listening to them. You will be having that kind of patience in you, so that they will build up a knowledge of getting learned from you. They are there to learn from you, as we have shared, as I said it before. Then the audiences is there to cheer you up. Just shift your focus, that they are not scary ones, but yes, with that positive smile on their faces, and the vibes which you will get it. Yes, 20% the people who are who are who are going to have a low intelligence level, so they will not feel happy to what are you dealing with, what are you trying to put in front of them. But just remember one thing, that 80% of people are going to cheer you, they are going to love you, and they are going to look up to you, that how presentable you are. So when you focus, when you shift your focus from being judged by the audience to being a cheerable audience, so you develop the stage courage in you. Once you are on stage, just get the feeling of your breathing starts faster as compared to the normal breathe. So you don't even realize how fast you breathe when you are on stage, and when you are on fire to take the show ahead. So at that point of time, what are the techniques you should keep it in your mind to control your breathing? Because when your breathing is faster, you will go very fast. You will get a feeling that you will not even realize that your entire your entire speech went very fast just because you breathe very fast. Now how do you control it? How do you control it? You just before the event, or what you can say, half an hour pre-event, you should sit and you should have a belly breathe. You should breathe from your belly several times, and the breathing that actually calms the nerves. You will feel, you will get vibrations in you. The vibration would be so powerful that your breathings are automatically under controlled by you. Take your time. We should not feel a hurry, and we should not rush towards the things. Everything should go with the pace of time. When we are in hurry to end the things faster, your entire show will go flop. So just take your time, plan, take action, and it is definitely going to work for you. Don't just like how you see, when you see that the audience are cheering up, the audiences are impacting you in a very positive way, and you feel better, you gel with the audience, you build a rapport. But what is the biggest mistake we do here is that, looking up to these all things, we shift our focus from our content to the audience more. We should not do that. You should know why you are on stage, what is the purpose of standing on stage, and how much you have to talk and how much you shouldn't. So you have to focus yourself, because when these things happens, because when we see everything is going positive, we actually shift our focus, and we lack in our content, and we feel that if they are happy, so why to go according to the flow of the event. So we forget here, and we start talking immediately to the audience, and we just forget the flow and what we have planned. We don't switch it to that. But I would always say your purpose should be very clear, that why you are standing on stage, and your planning. No matter how worst situation you're going to face it, try and execute the 80% of it. 20%, I completely agree that if due to some or the other reason we cannot deliver it in such manner. But be focused that at least your 80% is delivered as per your plan. Take 10 seconds to compose yourself. Now, when I say to compose yourself, it means to regenerate yourself, feel positive, and get a good vibes, and just pat your back and tell yourself that we are going to rock the entire stage. We are here to make the individuals learn and grow, and I'm sure that at the end of the day you are very excited, and you will make the audience excited to hear you. And the curiosity, you need to develop the curiosity among the audience. So these are your planning structure. In this 10 seconds you should take the time to compose yourself, to find a new version in you when you are on stage. Now when we talk about the comfort level when it comes to stage talks, so we are somewhat, we see when we directly go to the stage, and as soon as you start speaking, you face certain technical errors, and your place is shift from one place to another, and some or the other way you cannot shift from your place to another place. So in this point of time, what you should do is, your handouts should be ready. Your handouts is going to be a backbone of your entire show. So your handout should be ready in your hands, and you see that the flow of the event is not going as per your planned one. You can shuffle your notes and take the show according to your interest. What you feel at that point of time need to be taken care of. They take a smart decision, and just keep shuffling your notes and arrange them or align them in such a manner that you can again take the show ahead. Now that will give you the time to compose yourself. Of course, when you take that switch, what is left out, what is shuffled, you will get the time to to get a feeling, to get a contact with the audience, that okay, you get some ideas how to deal what you have shuffled. So you can shuffle and take your content, your mid content at the last, because you were not mentally prepared that the challenging questions have arrived, and you are not at that point of time taking that call to go with the flow of the event. So you are shifting you're shuffling your content, mid content to the last one. But yes, you will get the time to compose yourself in this manner, and by that time your rapport is completely built to the audience, so your challenging content would be more easier for you to deal with the audience at the last. Remember one thing, when we talk about the audiences and your stage courage, and when I say that you have to believe in yourself, you have to keep focusing that you are the expert. But we should also not forget that it's not about us, it's not about us. When I talk about believing ourselves and getting expertise and get the feeling of that you are more knowledgeable than others, because you are here to teach them to build that humor. But at the same time, you should think that it's not about you, it's about them. You have a crowd in front of you, so you have to at least consider your level of audiences around you, and you have to gel and build the rapport in such a manner that they feel comfortable to hear you more and more. You need to shift your focus on them from ourselves. So your focus, let's say if you are focused 60% on yourself, your 40% should be completely for your audience. So when you think that how you are answering the questions of the audience, so you should focus that what kind of questions they are asking you, not how you are answering. You are going to answer no matter what, but focus on what how they are questioning you, and how you have to create such a moments where they would love to hear your answer. So how do you do that? How do you do that? You can have you use a punching words or a punching lines which will connect to the questionary point of view, or which will connect to what you want to speak in front of them. So focusing on the audience, when you have a focus on yourself as well as on the audience, it will surely take you or it will help you to build the stage courage. Now, when we focus on them, we actually tend to forget to ask that what is the concerns they have, and how politely we should deal with it. So if each one of you, each one of the audiences have a kind of feelings, they have kept certain thoughts in the mind, that is why they are sitting right in front of you to deal with certain things, or to deal with you, and to accept you as a fluent speaker. So but when you start talking, okay, there should be a politeness in terms of getting the questions and answering them. So when you develop the polite attitude towards your audience, they would love to feel comfortable with you, and that is going to be your plus point. Then when you start developing that approach of let's say what we talk about the audiences levels, so you have to start the conversation. It means you have to build, as we are trying to get in connect with the audience, and our focus is also with them. So build such a conversation thing that you the audiences are very responsive. They are very responsive to what you want to hear, and how they are responding to your question. So when you have this kind of conversation, okay, they feel comfortable, you feel comfortable. So your speech as a conversation point of view, if you're delivering it, it should not be a one man show. When it comes to public speaking, or when it comes to stage courage, or when it comes to anchoring skills, it shouldn't be one man show. It is like you are the person, you are just one of the ways where the audiences can get a connection and a rapport at the same time. Speak to one person at the same time. You don't have to hustle, you don't have to rush towards the things, to see that you are not just avoiding one person and then you are directly talking to the other person at the same time. So when you are talking in the audience, just see to it that once you are clearing and answering the questions of one audience, and then only you will focus on the other audience, then to another, and so on and forth. Now, what are the don'ts? What are the don'ts? We should not do it on the stage when we are approaching the audiences. Don't draw the attention of your hands. Your hands posture should be not be overly used. Your hand should be very under your control. You should control your hands, because sometimes we use so much of hands that they don't see what we are trying to convey the message, and our focus is not is diverted towards the hands. And as we can't speak, and to cover that kind of thing, to cover our lacking speaking skills, we use hands too much. So don't draw the attention to your hands, draw the attention to your content, what you're going to speak, how you should be in the flow of the entire speech. So your focus should be your content, not the attention to your hands. If you have a time to drink water, don't take too much of time. Most of us, we have a habit of taking considering that you want some more time to go ahead, so we take a break, and the break is extended 5 minutes to 10 to 15 minutes. So be punctual. When they look up to you, you should not extend your time limit. So even they feel very positive towards you, that okay, you are so punctual that if you said 2 minutes, you will take only 2 minutes. So make it quick, and if you are doing it before time, that is more than good. You are actually setting a great example in front of the audience. Leave the notes on the lectern, don't hold them. Now we have a habit of holding the notes. If you don't have a podium, so definitely we will hold it. But when we have a podium, still don't hold the notes. Practice by on standing the podium. You will get the idea that how to stand on the podium. 3 to 4 times at least you have to practice when you are standing on the podium, because we when we practice at home or somewhere else our speech, we carry our notes in our hands. But as soon as we are on the day of speech, or on the day when we are going to take the stage crowd, so at that time our handouts is on podium, so our focus gets diverted there, because you are not used to with keeping the handouts on the podium. So just make sure that when you are practicing 3 to 4 days before, it should be practice on the podium, and your hands should be free if it is going to be a podium on the event day. So just focus on it. Don't hold them, because it doesn't give a good sign that you have a podium and you are still holding the notes in your hand, and it directly take divert the attention to the audience, that you are so nervous, and you are so tense that you are having a podium, still you are holding the notes in your hands. So never, never, never do that. You don't want the audiences to see you trembling. Trembling is something when we build a build or set the high expectations from the audiences. So we don't wanted the audiences to see you trembling, because the audience are here to get the things learned from us, and of course you are also going to learn from the audiences. So in this manner we develop the stage courage, because when we talk about the stage courage, it's not the thing which we develop on our own. As soon as you start experiencing the audiences, you start interaction with the audiences, you have a good understanding level amongst the expected questions which are going to come from the audience. So it's not a one man show, it's like how you respond to the certain scenarios when you actually build the stage courage. So, thank you so much for being there, being so patient till now. And I would only hope that you fly high and keep rising up in your life, keep shining. Thank you so much for all your time and support. And yes, we will have a wonderful quizzes after the each module. I would highly recommend that you should go and solve those quizzes, and of course we will have a discussion forum where I'll keep on answering your questions. So be in touch, stay connected. Thank you so much and have a wonderful life ahead. Thank you so much.